A very good morning to you, children. Today we are going to start with a new lesson, that is heat. Now, what is heat? It is a form of energy, okay? And it causes the sensation of hotness or coldness. Hotness, hot, coldness, cold. These words, hot and cold, these terms, we use it very often in our day-to-day life. How? Suppose you take ice cube in your hand. How do you feel? You feel that it is cold. And when you take a cup of or dip your finger in a cup of hot coffee, then you feel that it is hot. Okay, so basically these words hot and cold are relative terms because they are used to compare how objects feel when they have more or less of an energy. Now, what is that energy? More or less of energy? What is that energy? That energy is the heat energy. Okay, so an object that possesses more of the heat energy is said to be hotter, and the object which possesses less of heat energy is colder. Okay, now why do we feel hot or cold when we touch things? Suppose you know that it is always a tendency that energy flows from higher level to lower level. Okay, heat is also a form of energy. So heat energy, it flows from a body of higher temperature to a body of lower temperature when two bodies are brought in contact. You bring two bodies in contact, then you will see when you bring two bodies in contact, one hot body and one cold body, you will see the transfer of energy will take place from the object that has higher temperature to the object that has lower temperature. Okay, now what happens when you keep an ice cube and a cup of hot water, a cup of hot water close in contact to each other? What will happen? Will that ice cube remain intact? No. Why? Because heat energy from the cup of hot water will flow to the ice cube from higher to lower level, and then the ice cube will start melting. Okay, because it will lose its coldness. So when you touch something and you find that it is cold, it is because energy from your body, because your body is comparatively hotter to that object, isn't it? When you hold ice cube, the temperature of the ice cube is less compared to your body. Okay, the temperature of ice cube is less compared to your body. So the transfer of heat energy takes from your body to the ice cube, so you feel cold. Okay, but then when you have a hot object, then and you touch it, you will feel hot. Why? Because the heat energy from the object will get transferred to your body. Okay, because the object is at higher temperature and your body is at lower temperature. But here you will remember one thing, that there is no transfer or no flow of heat energy between objects if they are at same temperature. Okay, if two objects are at same temperature, then there is no flow of heat energy between them. Clear? Then what are the units of heat? The SI unit of heat is joule. Why? Because heat is a form of energy, so its SI unit is joule. But then it is also measured in calories. Then what is a calorie? It is defined as the amount of heat energy that is required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree centigrade. Isn't this very small quantity? So calorie is, since calorie is a very small unit, so we use kilocalorie instead of calorie. Then what is kilocalorie? Kilocalorie means, if calorie is defined as amount of, calorie is defined as the amount of heat energy Calorie is defined as the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree centigrade. Okay, 1 gram, very small quantity. So, instead of calorie, we use kilocalorie for practical purposes. Then what is kilocalorie? It is defined as the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of, instead of 1 gram, it is 1 kilogram of water by 1 degree centigrade. Only this will change. It is 1 gram over here. Here it will be 1 kilogram. So 1 kilocalorie is equal to 1000 calories. And it is also found that the amount of heat energy that is required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree centigrade is 4.186 joule. Okay, then 1 calorie is how much? 1 calorie is 4.186 joule. Clear till here? Then, what are the sources of heat? The main source of heat is the sun, electricity and fire. Sun being the natural source of heat energy on our planet. Okay, then electricity, we have electricity also as a main source of heat. Now electricity gives off heat in many ways. Few examples are, we have tea maker, electric tea maker, right? We have electric tea maker, we have induction plate, then we have room heaters, we have room heaters which produces heat to warm up the air in the room. Okay, so we have electricity which gives off heat in many ways. Okay, then fire is another source of heat. Fire being a very simple way of providing heat, we have many substances in the air that catches fire, right? When we have a fire, there are many substances which gets heated in the air and they catch fire. Now, in these substances, you will see that there are substances that catch fire very easily, but then there are substances that do not burn or catch fire easily. Now, what are these substances? The substances that catch fire easily are called inflammable substances. Okay, the inflammable substances are the kind of substances that catch fire easily. These substances, they rapidly combine with the oxygen and they release a huge amount of heat and light energy. Okay, these inflammable substances, they combine with oxygen and they produce a huge amount of heat and light energy. Right? Now, what are these substances? We have LPG gas, Okay, we have wax, plastics, kerosene oil, petrol, dry leaves, dry papers, dry cloth, wood, dry wood. Okay, these substances, they catch fire very easily. Now, there are substances which do not catch fire easily, or they do not get burnt. Now, what are these substances? These substances are known as non-flammable substances. Okay, these substances are non-flammable substances like stones, metals, water, bricks. More examples are there. These substances, they do not catch fire, or they do not get burnt easily. Okay, so they are known as non-flammable substances. Okay, clear? Fire is the simple way to provide heat by producing fire. A simple way to provide heat is by producing fire. Okay, fire, there are few substances which catch fire. There are substances which do not catch fire. I am repeating it. Okay, there are substances which catch fire. There are substances which do not catch fire. Now, the substances which catch fire are known as catch fire easily are known as inflammable substances, and the substances that do not get burnt or catch fire easily are known as non-flammable substances. Clear? Now, fire being very injurious and damaging and destructive, it is always advisable that we should take precautions when we handle fire. Any inflammable objects like plastic, wool, wood, cloths, paper, or petrol, diesel, all these things should not be left close to the fire or electrical switches. Okay? LPG gas pipes, cylinder regulators, these should be checked regularly for any leakage to avoid the destruction caused due to fire. Clear? In the next video, we'll be doing the effects of heat, and we'll do further in the chapter. I hope you understood what was taught in this video. Stay safe, stay home.